All right, I want to thank you all for coming tonight. We're about to get started. I know it's been a long day for these scholars, and we want to get them home and doing their homework, probably knowing most of them. We're going to start off with our National Honor Society president, and that is Rachel Wiener.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming tonight. We're just going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if everyone can stand up. Flag right over there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so next up we have Cesar McElhaney and Victoria Ladson singing the national anthem. Oh, we should probably stay standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very pleased tonight to welcome our school committee chairperson, Molly Cochran.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be able to address our National Honor Society inductees and their families tonight. For me, this is one of the most exciting days of the school year. Tonight represents the fulfillment of long-standing dreams that our honored students and their families have had. And tonight represents the fulfillment of that promise that was first seen when our students, these students, began kindergarten. You were the students who were all in from the beginning, and you're still all in. You're eager, enthusiastic, passionate, and curious. You've been seizing the opportunities that were offered and giving your all to whatever activity you're engaged in. You're the kind of students who make our high school outstanding. And tonight we celebrate two disparate things, the individual and the community. We celebrate, first of all, your individual achievements. You never took the easy road. You chose to pursue academic rigor and meaningful accomplishments, whether becoming a leader in school clubs, joining student council, learning to master an instrument, or improving your PR each time you're at a track meet. You were never deterred by setbacks or disappointments or the sheer hard work on the road to accomplishment. And just as important, you developed and exhibited good character, the qualities of honesty, integrity, self-respect, and respect for others that are central to who you are. And in addition to your individual accomplishments that we celebrate tonight, we're also here. In fact, we could only be here because of community, all those many people who touched your lives. The commitment of the whole community to your education and your development is also something we should reflect on. That community, of course, starts with your family, with the dedication and steadfast love of your parents and grandparents and extended family. We applaud them tonight. It also includes the taxpayers of Stoughton, who decided that we want a first-class education for our younger people. And yes, we will pay for a new high school because our young people deserve the best. That community we celebrate tonight includes the teachers who welcomed you at elementary school and made learning fun, the middle school teachers who challenged you and guided you, and the high school teachers who are now preparing you for higher education and the world. Stoughton's teaching staff, together with coaches, club advisors, guidance counselors, and administrators, these are all part of our educational community, all part of a community that's been pulling together, believing in you, and rooting for your success. And so together as a community, we salute you, we honor you, and we're confident that you will continue to thrive. And ultimately, as adults, you will become positive forces in your own community, enriching the lives of others. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cochran. And tonight, Dr. Rizzi is a late scratch. She had a scheduling conflict last minute and will not be here, although I know she usually is in attendance. So next we have Principal Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Fontina. Welcome, Stoughton High School parents, Stoughton School Committee Chair, Ms. Cochran. We have our Stoughton Public Schools teachers and administrators and Stoughton High School administrators. Our esteemed teacher honoree, Mr. John Mange, National Honor Society chapter officers, current National Honor Society members, and the 2018 inductees. It's a privilege to participate in this ceremony each year. Tonight, the school bestows upon each of you one of the highest all-around awards upon you. The National Honor Society has been recognizing outstanding student achievement since 1921. Being a member of National Honor Society is a distinction that holds significance throughout a student's academic life and beyond. As I look at the current members and the inductees, I'm reminded of the purpose of National Honor Society: to create enthusiasm for scholarship, to stimulate a desire to render service, to promote leadership, and to develop character in you as students. Each of you have given countless hours of service, held leadership positions at school, in sports, or through other organizations. You are resourceful, positive, courteous, enthusiastic, good problem solvers, promoters of school activities, idea contributors, dependable, and persons who exemplify positive attitudes about life. You are cooperative, demonstrate high standards of honesty and reliability, show courtesy, concern, and respect for others. Most impressive of all, you do all of this while shouldering a full load of classes and maintaining the highest academic performance. Stoughton High School's mission is to foster the development of responsible citizens who value high academic expectations, diversity, and excellence. It is clear that each of you is a model for our mission. Tonight, we recognize you for the scholars and leaders you are. Membership to the National Honor Society will provide you with the activities and opportunities for you to reach your full potential in school and in life after school. Thank you for your contributions to the school community, and congratulations on your induction into the Stoughton High School chapter of the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Next, I'm lucky I get to introduce a guy I get to work with every day. Someone that's a pleasure to work with, and I'm happy for this being my first year as the advisor for National Honor Society. I'm happy to have with us this year's honoree inductee, John Mange.
Thank you, Mr. Fontina, members of the administration and school committee, for the opportunity to speak this evening. To the students being inducted, and to their friends and families and the faculty members who have supported them up to this point, Congratulations on this great achievement. Having taught here at Stoughton High School for the past 7 years, I've had the privilege of signing off on many National Honor Society leadership roles and volunteer hours from our music program, and I can say with confidence that you have all achieved some wonderful things and are very deserving of this recognition and this honor. But induction to this society is more than just an honor. It is also a directive to every member to take responsibility for holding themselves to certain high personal standards. This responsibility rests entirely with you, the new inductees, and the current members. All of the students in this room have successfully met the minimum requirements for membership in the National Honor Society. You earned the prescribed grades, you've done many hours of service, you've taken on leadership positions, and your teachers have vouched for your strength of character. But part of my message this evening has to do with acknowledging something that often goes unsaid, that everyone here achieves success with varying abilities and varying amounts of effort. For some of you, it required serious, hard, and earnest work for you to get to where you are right now, and for others, it came a little more naturally. So I'm asking you to reflect for a moment. Ask yourself, how hard did I have to work? How much did I struggle to get here? Or if you want, you could broaden the question out and ask yourself, what does it mean for me to struggle, to put in serious effort? This isn't a question that anyone can answer for you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your teachers, certainly not me. It's a question for self-reflection, and it's a question about your own personal challenges. Let me tell you a brief personal story that I tell to music students when they say that they're no good at their instruments. I'll never forget this experience I had as a sophomore in high school taking Algebra 2. One day the teacher gave us 100 polynomial factoring problems on a worksheet and told us to do the first 20 for homework. It was supposed to be review because we had learned how to do this back in Algebra 1. The problem for me was I had spent most of Algebra 1 playing Tetris and Blockman on my prized TI-83 Silver Edition graphing calculator. So although I had some pretty neat Tetris skills, I was terrible at factoring polynomials. But really the whole truth for me was that I had never been more than a barely average math student, and I had never learned to apply myself to something that didn't come naturally. And my teachers had more or less assumed that that was my MO, and that was fine because my grades were passing. So that night, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at 100 factoring problems and getting increasingly angry that I had no idea how to solve them, I decided to channel my frustration into determination to sit at that table and not leave until every problem was done. The first 20 problems were incredibly slow going, and they took me about 90 minutes to complete. I had to go back and reread the textbook over and over again, and as I worked through each term and gradually figured out the factors, by the time I was finished, I was already late. I had other homework to do, and part of me really wanted to go play Quake 3. Normally, I would have quit when I hit the bare minimum, but I was also mad, so I kept going. To my surprise, I got through the next 30 problems in half as much time as the first 20, and by the time I got to number 51, I realized that I was breezing through them. The last 10 were so easy that I could see the factors before I could even write them down. Now let me tell you something. For those of you who sweated over factoring polynomials, agonized over persuasive essays and chemistry lab reports, or failed over and over again to understand the causes of World War I and the principles of hue and shading and the intervallic structure of the diatonic scale, but eventually you persevered, there was an important lesson to be learned in that. And the lesson was this: success and achievement require earnest work and effective effort. It's worthwhile for all of us to think about how well we've learned this lesson. Someday, everyone has to face challenges and problems for which the solution is not easy. and your success will depend on whether you prepared yourself adequately for the challenge, whether you are willing to do the work necessary for perseverance. Now, in truth, all of us have our own strengths and weaknesses, so if we tell ourselves that either learning comes naturally to us or we have to work harder than our peers to achieve the same results, we've really created a false dichotomy. It's actually more about your own self-perception, whether you picture yourself as someone who has to work harder than others to achieve, or if you picture yourself as someone who finds success to be easier. There is nothing wrong with either notion, but I would like to offer you one insight that should always underscore your perception of your own efficacy. Never be ashamed or dismissive of the things you find difficult, because the difficulty is part of the story of your personal success and the wisdom you gained from the experience. Now I'm getting close to my point. At the beginning of this address, I said that the responsibility of furthering the purposes of the National Honor Society rests entirely with you, the new inductees and current members. And the purposes of NHS are this: to be an enthusiastic scholar, to desire to serve others, to be a leader, and to develop character in this student body. Those purposes are mostly open to your interpretation. But I will tell you one thing that is not open to interpretation. The purposes of the National Honor Society do not allow for doing just the bare minimum. It's not about getting the minimum grade for easy effort, or doing merely the required service projects just to stay in good standing, or collecting leadership titles without making some personal sacrifice, or only demonstrating good character qualities when absolutely necessary. This induction is, on one hand, recognition of your distinguished achievements thus far, and on the other hand, it is a call to action. What will you do now to better yourself? How will you now uplift this school and this community? Where will you leave your mark? The journey does not end tonight. Every single one of you has already made a decision to start doing these things. And so really I'm here with a very simple message. Keep doing them. And if you can find it within yourself, do much more. Your school needs you. Your community needs you. Your student colleagues need you. The result of your efforts will be a better Stoughton High School and a stronger, more persevering you. So, as you continue down this path of earnest self-betterment and you inevitably run up against walls and barriers that frustrate you and hinder your goals, let me leave you with one last idea, which comes out of the final years of the musical Romantic period in the late 1800s. At this time, composers were hitting a creative obstacle. They had exhausted most of the musical innovations that were possible within the musical paradigm of their day. The people in symphonic band find this very familiar. The composers that persevered were the ones who reimagined what music could be, resulting in an explosion of musical output and styles ranging from folk music to 12-tone serialism and from neoclassicism to jazz. It was at the very beginning of this new era that the great Austrian symphonist Gustav Mahler is quoted as saying, "I am hitting my head against the walls, but the walls are giving way." Thank you for listening. Congratulations to you all. And best of luck in your future endeavors.
The always colorful, never disappointing, multi-talented Mr. John Mange. Just like one of our collaboration meetings. Next, we're going to have our esteemed officers present the pillars of National Honor Society.
Character.
National Honor Society students uphold principles of morality and ethics, are cooperative, demonstrates high standards of honesty and reliability, shows courtesy, concern, and respect for others. Scholarship. NHS students have and will maintain a cumulative grade point average of 3.7 or higher.
Leadership. National Honor Society students are leaders who are resourceful, good problem solvers, promoters of school activities, idea contributors, dependable, and persons who exemplify positive attitudes about life.
Service. NHS students voluntarily contributes to his or her school and community, done without compensation and with a positive, courteous, and enthusiastic spirit.
It's been a real pleasure to work with our officers. I can't say enough about the work they do. It's made this job of being the advisor a real pleasure. So if you are a junior and a new inductee and you're thinking about being an officer next year, just remember I will make you work very hard, as they did. They really took me along for this ride, and I appreciate them very much. Now we're gonna, as is tradition, we're gonna induct our new members. So the way this is gonna happen is we're gonna have current members read the bio of our inductees as they walk up. We're going to have all of our inductees up here on the stage, get some nice pictures, and then I will have a couple of closing remarks. Okay, so first up.
Evan Connor has been a member of the varsity cross country and track team since freshman year. He leads as a captain in the fall season. He also participates in the school's DECA chapter, where he competes in entrepreneurship series. Evan hopes to become a computer scientist or a biologist in the future. Evan has chosen to honor Mr. Whiting, his 6th grade English teacher. He helped establish Evan's confidence in higher level courses. Evan Connor.
Caitlin Desmond engages in numerous activities inside of school and out. She has participated on the varsity swim team for the past 2 years and plans to continue for the rest of her high school career. She was the captain of the swim team last year and will be again this upcoming season. Due to her love of art, Caitlin is a member of the National Art Society and Art Club. After high school, she plans on attending a 4-year college. She has also dedicated some of her time to volunteering at several events and tutoring kids in elementary school. Caitlin has decided to honor her 4th grade teacher from the Dalton Elementary School, Ms. Murphy. She has built up Caitlin's confidence and pushed her to become a better person. Caitlin Desmond.
Caroline de Castro works hard to do her best inside her school and in the community. She has volunteered at various organizations such as My Brother's Keeper and the St. James Church Food Drive. She has also participated on the varsity cheerleading team since her freshman year at SHS. Due to her admiration for art, Caroline is a member of the National Art Honor Society as well as Art Club. She also plans on attending college for 4 years after high school. Caroline has decided to honor her 4th grade teacher from the Daw School, Mrs. Murphy. She pushed Caroline to gain confidence in herself and always spread a positive attitude to everyone around her. Caroline de Castro.
Sarah Doherty is involved in student council and is currently serving as a council president. She is an active representative of the class of 2020 as well. She also takes part in Science Olympiad. Sarah enjoys spending her time after school playing sports. She would like to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mr. Cancelleri, for pushing her out of her comfort zone and teaching her that learning can be fun. Sarah Doherty.
Is a dedicated member of her class council, serving as the secretary of her class since freshman year. Outside of school, she is a committed member of the Winter Guard, Fall Color Guard, and track teams. She's also a part of Fruition Scholars and serves as the club's treasurer. Once she graduates, she plans to attend a college to pursue a career in physical therapy due to her interest in science. Henenda has chosen to honor her 8th grade teacher, Ms. Frasca, because Ms. Frasca taught her about the importance of compassion and hard work while learning. Henenda Jordan. Eckhart served as representative for the class of 2020 of her freshman and sophomore year. Maddie has been a dedicated member of SHS Fall and Winter Color Guard since 8th grade. Each week, she volunteers at Grace Church's Kids program to serve her community. Maddie hopes to use her love of art to study graphic design in college. Maddie has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mr. Cancelleri, because he strove to make school fun and gave Maddie a true love for learning. Maddie Eckhart.
Oluwale Fabikan is a 3-season varsity athlete competing in football and track. He is one of 2 activity coordinators for Fruition Scholars. He also tutors at the Monday Night Homework Center. Passionate about science, Oluwale hopes to pursue a career in medical field. Tonight, Oluwale is honoring his 5th grade teacher from the West School, Mrs. Banis. She is one of the ones that helped him become the person he is today. Oluwale Fabikan.
Rose Curie Florestal is a diligent student and a member of the math team, Science Olympiad, JV volleyball team, and Stoughton Leadership Institute. Rose is dedicated to her studies, and her love for medicine drives her to achieve a career in neuro-oncology. Rose Curie would like to honor her 10th grade English teacher, Mrs. Goldberg, for her unrelenting kindness and support in pushing Rose to be better than she thought possible. Rose Curie Florestal.
Julia Franey is an avid representative in student council as a part of the class of 2020. Julia participates in cross-country and track all year round. This will be her 14th year dancing at the Hazel Boone Dance Studio and has been an assistant dance instructor for 5 years. Julia worked this past summer as a certified lifeguard and during the year works at Foley's restaurant as a hostess. She plans to study physical therapy in college, then to go on and build a career in this field. Julia is choosing to honor her 8th grade history teacher, Miss Frasca, because she always encouraged her to strive for greatness in the classroom and in everyday life. Julia Franey.
Alyssa Hutchinson is a dedicated member of her community, both in school and out of school. She is a leader and a teacher in the children's class at her church, working with students in 1st through 3rd grade. She also volunteers throughout the community, serving in nursing homes, participating in charity fundraisers, and filming events for the town. Alyssa is a member of the volleyball team at school and plans to run track this winter and spring. Alyssa hopes to pursue a career in youth ministry after graduation. Alyssa has chosen to honor her 8th grade math teacher, Ms. Hogan. Ms. Hogan helped Alyssa understand how to have a positive perspective and encouraged her to never give up. Alyssa Hutchinson.
Beyonce Jonvier is an active and committed member of Student Council, serving as a representative. She's also a part of her class council as the class of 2020's elected treasurer. Beyonce has discovered a newfound interest in Stoughton's Leadership Institute, where she hopes to gain more information about the college process and make some new friends. She also holds a part-time job, which has taught her time management. Beyonce's dream is to dedicate her life to helping cancer patients or working closely with the human brain. She has chosen to honor Mrs. Perle tonight due to the imprint she has had on her in her early years, which will last a lifetime. Beyonce Jonvier.
Jacob Kaplan is a member of the graduating class of 2020. He's a member of the varsity winter track team and the baseball team. He has volunteered at dog shelters and homeless shelters. He has chosen to honor Mr. C, his 5th grade teacher. He taught him how to enjoy and have fun learning. Due to Jacob's interest in chemistry, he would like to pursue a job inside of a lab. Jacob Kaplan.
Sarah Kudzi moved to the U.S. from Syria in 2012 as a beginner speaker of English. Sarah is a member of the basketball team in track and field. In freshman year, Sarah participated in the science fair. Over the summer, Sarah devoted 10 hours to help children to read in the Buddies Club. Also, during the summer, Sarah spent 50 hours helping people to learn English and about the American lifestyle. Sarah would love to pursue a lifelong career in the medical field. Sarah chose to honor Mrs. Nutting because she helped her to improve her English and spent hours helping her with the work in her classes. Sarah Kutsi.
Rebecca Lally is a junior and a dedicated member of many clubs and sports teams here at SHS. She is a part of Student Council as a representative and a member of DECA and Destination Imagination. Rebecca is also a 3-sport varsity athlete, those being cross country, winter, and spring track. She will be a winter track captain this upcoming year. Due to her love of chemistry and science as a whole, she aims to go to college and eventually become a doctor of pharmacy. Rebecca has chosen to honor Miss Tilly since she was one of the first teachers to inspire a love of science and made her want to become an exemplary student. Rebecca Lally.
Abby Langmead is a passionate member of the Stoughton High Drama Department, along with a peer ambassador of the Anti-Defamation League's A World of Difference program. Abby is also a peer mediator. Outside of school, she participates in musical theater classes, dance classes, and the Emerson Writes program at Emerson College. She also is a summer camp counselor at Camp Maplewood. Abby wants to perform when she's older, either for pursuing poetry or theater due to her passions in both fields. Abby chose to honor her 6th grade English teacher, Mr. Whiting, because he constantly encouraged her passions and expects great things of her. Abby Langmead.
Jasmine Lee has been the Vice President of the Class of 2020 since freshman year. Jasmine is a part of Science Olympiad and the National Art Honor Society. Jasmine is a member of peer mediation and contributes to the community by assisting dance classes at the YMCA in Stoughton. Due to her passion for dance, Jasmine dances competitively at a fine dance studio in Needham. Jasmine chose her kindergarten teacher from the South Elementary School, Mrs. K, because Mrs. K gave her the confidence and always made school feel like home. Jasmine Lee.
Jessie Martin is hardworking and very dedicated both in the classroom and out. She volunteers often, maintains 2 jobs, and participates in many activities outside of school, all while managing excellent grades. She is a representative of Student Council and also a member of National Art Honor Society. She has also participated on the field hockey and track teams. Jessie teaches children dance at a local dance studio as well as dances there multiple times a week. Jessie has chosen to honor Miss Annis, her 4th grade teacher from the West Elementary School, because Miss Annis not only taught her the importance of education, but showed her learning can be fun. Miss Annis' example of leading with kindness and respect are lessons Jessie will take with her forever. Jessie Martin.
Emma McSweeney is a dedicated member of the Student Council, serving as treasurer for the executive board as well as a representative for the class of 2020. Emma also participates in peer mediation, DECA, the National Art Honor Society, math team, soccer, and winter and spring track. Emma can also be found working at Roach Brothers or volunteering at the library. Emma plans to go to college and later work in the STEM field. Emma has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Slagan, for teaching her the importance of hard work and dedication, and also introducing her to her love of science and math. Emma McSweeney.
Hannah Papagno is a student in the class of 2020. Hannah is a committed representative in Student Council. Hannah is also a member of the Science Olympiad team and a dedicated soccer and basketball player since freshman year. Hannah contributes to the community by tutoring once a week at the Evelyn House Homeless Shelter. Due to her interest in math, Hannah hopes to have a future in business. Hannah chose her 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Gallen, as her sponsor because she always supported Hannah and made school fun for her. Hannah Papagno.
Julia Ortiz is a 7th-season runner and thrower in cross country and track. Julia is a part of Step Up Excellence program and the peer mediation program. She also helps film a lot of the school and community events. She hopes one day to become a criminal justice lawyer and possibly a district attorney for the state. Julia has chosen to honor her 6th and 7th grade art teacher, Mrs. O'Connell, from the middle school. Besides art, Mrs. O'Connell taught Julia to always be kind and find happiness in everything she does. Lastly, she built up her confidence by telling her to embrace any weirdness and to own it. Julia Ortiz.
Brittany Paul is a dedicated member of Student Council, serving as a representative for the class of 2020. Brittany has been an executive board officer since freshman year, serving as her class's member-at-large. Brittany participates in field hockey as well as winter and spring track. Due to her interest in science, she hopes to pursue a career as a nurse anesthetist or a nurse practitioner. Brittany has chosen to honor her 8th grade math teacher, Mr. Pruden, because Mr. Pruden inspired Brittany to work hard and be confident. Brittany Paul.
Bridget Perle is a member of Student Council and is serving as a representative for the class of 2020. Bridget is also part of the Science Olympiad Club and is training to be an advisory mentor this year. She has been playing soccer for the varsity high school team since she was a freshman and coaches a Stoughton youth soccer team in the spring. Bridget has chosen to honor her 8th grade math teacher, Miss Hogan, who pushed her to do her best in school and always had her best interest at heart. Bridget Perle.
Lily Romanowskis has been a dedicated member of the Stoughton High School swim team for the past 2 years. She has been a lifeguard at the YMCA for 6 months and a lifeguard at Camp Westwoods for a year. She partook in the leadership training program at Camp Westwoods for 2 years. Lily has decided to honor her 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Guardabaccio, from the West Elementary School, who motivated and pushed Lily to be a better student and to get involved in new activities. Mrs. Guardabaccio was the one who inspired Lily to go to Camp Westwoods, where she felt Lily would thrive. Thanks to Mrs. Guardabaccio, Lily has remained a camper at this camp for 4 years, in the leadership training program for 2 years, and just recently became a lifeguard at this camp. Lily Romanowskis.
Juliana Rush is an active member of the Stoughton community. Since her freshman year, Juliana has served as a student council representative for the class of 2020. In the fall, Juliana participates in field hockey, and during the winter and spring, she runs long distance for the track team. She also is involved in the peer mediation program as well as the math team. Outside of school, Juliana can be found working at Roche Brothers or volunteering at the library in elementary schools. She plans to go to college and pursue a career in science. Juliana has chosen to honor her 5th grade teacher from the given school, Mr. Cancelleri, because he encouraged her to love for math and science, while also teaching her to have fun while learning. Juliana Rush.
Tommy Sanda is a hard-working student athlete. He plays basketball year-round and is a part of the Stoughton High School basketball team. He has volunteered to coach Stoyak basketball for the past several years and has helped out at the basketball clinics run through the Norfolk County DA office. Tommy has also volunteered in the Hunger Drive through St. James Church for the past 2 years. He has also worked on the weekends as a lifeguard at 24/7 Fitness. He wants to pursue a degree in civil engineering in college. Tommy has chosen to honor his 8th grade math teacher, Miss Hogan, because Miss Hogan helped him foster his love for math. Tommy Sanders.
Victoria Silverman is a junior here at Stoughton High School. She is a part of the student and class council, soccer, DECA, math team, peer mediation, and Step Up to Excellence. When not in school, she can be found working at either Metro South Gymnastics Academy or the Canton Ice House. Victoria's favorite subjects are math, science, and Spanish. In her future, she hopes to attend college with plans to study either statistics or actuarial sciences. Victoria has chosen to honor her 7th grade teacher, Miss Nadeau, for teaching her the importance of perseverance and hard work, as well as always pushing her to reach her full potential. Victoria Silverman.
Hannah Spring is a dedicated member of the Color Guard and has been for the past 2 years. Hannah serves her school community as a peer mediator. During the week, Hannah works as a camp counselor at Stoughton Extended Day.
Due to her love of working with children, Hannah hopes to pursue a career in teaching as she is responsible and has a playful sense of humor. Hannah has chosen to honor her 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Murphy, because Mrs. Murphy not only taught her academics, but also helped her recognize that knowledge doesn't just come from books, but also comes from the failures and achievements you make. Hannah Spring.
Alexia Thomas is a passionate member of the Stoughton High School Color Guard, serving as the junior captain starting this season. Alexia also participates in Winter Guard, Jazz Choir, a cappella, Symphonic Choir, and the Stoughton High Drama Department as a dance captain. In the little free time she does have, Alexia volunteers weekly with Stoughton's youth cheerleading program. Her favorite subjects are history, science, and of course music. Alexia hopes to pursue a career in forensic science, specifically as a crime scene investigator. She has chosen to honor her 4th grade teacher, Mr. Kalin. Mr. Kalin helped show Alexia how fun learning can be and really boosted her confidence. Alexia Thomas.
Tyler Tran is a well-rounded student. He is a part of the math team and journalism club. Tyler has also been a part of the swim team since his freshman year and became a captain his sophomore year. Outside of school, Tyler works at the YMCA in Stoughton as a lifeguard. Tyler has chosen to honor his 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Murphy. Mrs. Murphy has taught Tyler to work hard, and in turn, that hard work will pay off. He would like to thank Mrs. Murphy for always pushing him and believing in him. Tyler Tran.
Brendon Walsh is a member of the art club and the Tokyo Club. He is also a member of the National Art Honor Society. Brendon hopes to one day be an engineer. Brendon would like to honor his 5th grade teacher, Ms. Pyrese, who encouraged him to get good grades. Brendon Walsh.
Nicole Weir is an 11th grade student and will be graduating the class of 2020. She's a dedicated representative in student council along with training to be an advisory mentor. Nicole has been on the girls' varsity soccer team since freshman year. She also coaches Stoughton Youth Soccer during the spring season. Nicole Weir chose to honor Mrs. Valaire as her NHS sponsor. Mrs. Valaire is Nicole's 8th grade history teacher. She always pushed her to succeed in and out of school. Due to Nicole's interest in biology and working with people, she would like to pursue a career in the medical field, perhaps nursing. Nicole Weir. Luis Ferrandez is the president of the Best Buddies Club and participates in Science Olympiad and Drama. Luis has coached for a Stoughton Youth basketball team. He is also a member of the varsity tennis team. Luis wishes to pursue a career in astrophysics when he gets older. He has chosen to honor his 1st and 2nd grade teacher, Miss McCabe, because she has pushed him to be the hardworking student and confident person he is today. Luis Ferrandez.
Madison Goodman is a member of Peer Leadership and Art Club. Madison has a passion for soccer and has played for the Stoughton Youth Soccer League since she was 4. On the weekends, she spends her mornings refereeing young children for the league. Madison participated in high school soccer for 2 years and received the MVP award for the junior varsity team. Madison loves music and is an involved member of the music department. She played the trumpet for 2 years in the school band, performs in the color guard for the marching band, and sings in the choir. Madison enjoys working with children. She volunteered for 2 summers as a junior counselor in the leadership training program at Camp Westwoods after being a camper there her entire childhood. Madison plans on going to college to continue her education. Madison has chosen to honor her kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Tomachek, from the Hanson School because Mrs. Tomachek always treated her with kindness and was a positive mentor throughout all of her elementary school years. Madison Goodman.
Christyjean is a hardworking student. She's in Step Up to Excellence, the Fall Play, and Stoccatos. In her spare time, she loves to read, color, and listen to music. She is bilingual, speaking Haitian Creole at home with her mother and grandmother. Christy is very interested in mental health and would like to pursue a career in this field as she feels that helping those who struggle is an important part of improving our society. Christy has chosen her retired 5th grade teacher from the Wilkins Elementary School, Mrs. Bannis, to honor her tonight.
As an immigrant coming to the United States, Mrs. Banis was the first teacher to help her persevere through her struggles. Christyjean.
Brendon Fan is a dedicated member of Spectrum as he helps, informs, and supports members of the LGBTQ community within the school as vice president. Brendon is the president of Tokyo Club as he helps teach fellow students about the rich culture of Japan. Brendon serves his school community as a peer mediator to help solve conflicts within the school between students. Brendon also participates in jazz choir as this group practices and performs in several competitions throughout the year. Because of Brendon's desire to help children and infants, he hopes to become a pediatric nurse. Brendon has chosen to honor his first grade teacher, Miss Jacobs, because Miss Jacobs has helped him build up his confidence and helped him grow as a person. Brendon Fan.
Good job, seniors. And our last attempt at pageantry is our annual oath read by our President Rachel Wiener and recited by our new inductees.
Okay, everyone, can you all raise your right hand, please? Thank you. Okay, just repeat after me. I, insert your name. I, pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Close enough. You can put your hands down now. Okay.
All right, we're going to wrap this evening up in a moment. I just wanted to make sure that I thanked all the teachers that came out tonight, parents, family that came out tonight to support these kids. Thanks for lending them to us. They're wonderful to work with. This is that kind of event where there's nothing but positive, and that's why I enjoy being a part of it. And I also want to thank our esteemed panel up here, Ms. Cochran, School Committee Chairperson, Principal Miller, Assistant Principals, Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Pontier, and Dean of Discipline, Mr. Small. Since I've been here for 5 years, I've had really unprecedented support by my administration, and I really, truly thank you for that. It means a lot to me personally. And that being said, now is a good time to take a quick picture of our inductees, and we invite you to come downstairs. A lot of our kids brought in some snacks, and maybe have a quick snack before you take off. I thank you again for coming and all you do.